As we begin to deploy Copilot for Microsoft 365 into our organization, inside the Admin Center, we have many resources available to aid in that deployment, whether it's oversight of usage, governance of usage, or analytics of the usage. So let's take a quick look. So, first of all, inside of our 365 Admin Center, when you have Copilot for 365, you have a new Copilot Admin Center. Clicking on that, you get to see an overview. So this is adoption element overview of status of the past 30 days. You can see how many users you have along with how many have actively used that resource. So Outlook, 6 people are enabled, 3 people have actively used Copilot for 365 within Outlook, etc., for all the other resources available. You can see your licensing, also message centers. These are some alerts on some of the updates and new resources or issues going on. But then you also have resources down below. These are excellent resources for your adoption that Microsoft provides that you can utilize. So also in here, we have settings. So in Copilot, not only do we have overview, we have settings. And in the settings, we can kind of see what we had talked about previously with security and compliance. By clicking on that, it gives us information about sensitivity labels, retention policies, e-discovery within there. And it takes us to Purview to be able to manage those settings. But then you also see Copilot in Bing, Edge, and Windows, and it gives us information about it. But that's not the only area that we have inside the Admin Center that can help support what we're doing by deploying Copilot for Microsoft 365. We also have the reports section. And inside reports, we have adoption score and usage. So let's start with the usage. So by clicking on the usage reports, we see that at the top is Copilot for Microsoft 365. Now we have a readiness report in here as well. We see the licensing requirements. How many users are in the eligible channel? How many have the correct licenses? You can track how many available licenses you have, as well as how the active users are using Copilot for Microsoft 365. And down below, you have readiness details as well. So this area is fantastic because you see your users, and then you see them in that, do they have a license assigned? And do they have the eligible update channel? Do they use Teams, Teams Chat, Outlook, Office Docs, things like that? And the yeses indicate, yeah, you're ready. If you have no's or blanks, then that might not be a person who might be, a suitable candidate for this, because you don't have to apply a Copilot license to everybody. So they don't have a license, they're not on the appropriate channel, but they don't use anything except for email. So this might not be a wise investment to give them a license unless they require it for their Outlook email. And in that case, you have to make sure that you have different eligibility elements so that it can be used. But this is where that would be tracked. But then also, we see our usage. And in usage, we can see that same kind of report. We have 6 enabled users. They have licenses in the past 30 days. 4 of them are active, right? You can promote Copilot with messaging to Windows. You can give information on how to save time. These are messages you can schedule so that they alert. And again, usage details. You have users and you have the last time they used these resources, right? So Loop in this organization is not necessarily a app that gets used, but this user has used everything. These guys have used some of it. So elements like that you can kind of see, and you can track it and work on that as far as helping with that. Now, also in the reports, we have adoption score. So inside adoption score, we have AI assistance. So as you know, these are cards that we can use to see what our adoption score is and how to target that, right? We can view details in here to find our trend, So let's go ahead and view the details. And we can see things that we can promote to increase our scores. Summarize emails seems to be a popular item, but summarize a Teams conversation nobody has used yet. Summarize a Word document. So these are areas that we can help provide incentive to try to allow them to use those resources to understand that and help develop that deployment and that adoption. And then again, there's a lot of AI resources. So you click on this and it takes you to a whole nother location that provides more information. So these are several of the Microsoft 365 Admin Center resources to be used for adoption, for increased deployment efficiencies, and to target, giving some good KPIs and some data that you can be used to track.